don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. Order now. Head over to mypillow.com. Make sure you spoil yourself. Get yourself that Christmas present that wasn't under the tree, and you can support us at the same time. And you can go to mypillow.com. Use promo code Oreo. I believe there's still free shipping too, and up to 50% off with our promo code. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're all having a beautiful Sunday. I think it's afternoon everywhere. Yes, beautiful Sunday afternoon. Again, it's the big day. We are flying out tonight. We will be on a plane heading to D.C., guys. We'll be heading to D.C., so you'll see us tomorrow. Probably tomorrow afternoon, I'm guessing. And then we have the march on January 6th. So if you guys didn't know, that's where we will be heading to. I want to thank you all again for hitting that like button, sharing this out. We got some things to talk about, the typical stuff. I got like 2 things I think I want to cover that I hadn't been able to cover because being sick. But let me jump into the comments really quick and say hello to everybody. Let me go up to the top here. Matt's in the house. What's up, Matt? Old Uncle Bill, Carol Burton, Jay Lynn. Let's see here. Hunter, what's up? Renee's in the house. Hello, Renee. Darla Miller. Let's see who else is popping in. Trina, Newfie Guy, KLM79, Carol Burton, Deb V. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. Let's see who's jumping in down here at the bottom or who's talking at least. Did I say Carol Burton, Sugar Bear, Old Uncle Bill, Texas? Real Woman's in the house. Imagine that. Guess that hangover got cured pretty quick. He just went to bed like an hour ago. So it's been kind of fun watching what's going on right now, guys, with the media, Democrats. You cannot make this up. I mean, when you think about it, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but when you think about, you got Democrats actively defending Maduro, the same people that were protesting Tesla, the no kings people. They don't want kings, but they want a dictator to be released and reinstalled as a dictator. You can't make this stuff up. It's been fun to watch. Old Uncle Bill gifted a subscription to the Oreo Express. Thank you so much, Old Uncle Bill. We appreciate you. Thank you for everybody who donates. Again, we will be flying out tonight. I just checked in online for our flight. So it's gonna be a tiring flight. I hate these overnight flights, but we got to do what we got to do. We got to do what we got to do, and then bring you guys some great content. And if you guys didn't know, we have a raffle that we're doing at the end of this show. It'll be live. I think everything over here. It looks like Old Uncle Bill, Teresa L, Trina, Katie M, Nola, Renee, Michael L, and some others are entered into that raffle. It's on the wheel of names. We will spin it at the end. If you guys do want to enter into the raffle to help us out, again, we had a lot of expenses. Miss Hayes says prayers for safety in DC. Thank you, Miss Hayes, and you are entered into the raffle for one entry. But yeah, we were doing a fundraiser before we even worried about the hotel and everything. We were doing a fundraiser for the windshield for the Edge, so we could do police calls without renting a car. And I was sick, but I was trying to push through it, and I ended up in the hospital, into the live stream, and 2 days later in the urgent care, got like 5-6 different prescriptions and everything. So that was no fun. But let me show you what you're in for if you guys want an opportunity to win it. You got, oh man, how do I keep dropping stuff? The epic Trump light up hat. I know somebody that wants one of these. I'm going to be hanging out with him a little in DC. His name is the White Conservative Preacher. I think, is that his name? I think it's something like that. And then we got this metal sign here. Check that out. Warning, does not play well with liberals. Beautiful there. And then we got a couple items that was donated to us by Krista, our great friend Krista. And thank you, Krista. We got a couple books, Mark Levin, American Marxism. Maybe something to look at from what we're going over this week. A Janine Pirro book, He Killed Them All, Robert Durst and My Quest for Justice. And it is signed. It was signed to Phyllis, but it does have Janine's signature on there. And Newt Gingrich, Understanding Trump book. And these two items pretty cool. A 3.5-inch Trump knife. Check that out. And a Charlie Kirk commemorative coin. I don't know if you'll be able to see that with the, there you go. It's this coin here. As you can see, it has Charlie Kirk on one side, and then on the other side has the American Eagle. So those items, if you guys want an opportunity, every $10 donation gets you one entry. We're doing it at the end of this show. So get in there. You got Venmo and PayPal are both Oreo Josh. You got Cash App, $Oreo Army. GiveSendGo.com/Oreo 2024. And as always, we got Zelle. So if you want to do mobile or online banking transfer, our Zelle address is purepatriot559@yahoo.com. All right. So this was the other day. I did tweet about it. And I want you to listen to this. You guys know that California, you know, I'm going to put this up really quick as we do this, just in case we get entries. I'm going to add this. So I'm going to add Miss Hayes down here so it doesn't take so long at the end. I'll put it at the top. Just adding Miss Hayes to the. There we go. Yeah, as you guys know, California is not a Second Amendment state. They try to obstruct us. There's a list of guns that you can buy in all our surrounding states, but it has to be on a special list for you to purchase it. Check out what happened. San Francisco-based U.S. Court of Appeals struck down a ban on California's open carrying firearms in the state, ruling it unconstitutional. Take a listen to this.
That it could, quote, return California to the days of the wild, as ruled that California law prohibiting open carry in heavily populated counties is unconstitutional, finding it inconsistent with the Second Amendment. The judge, writing, quote, the historical record makes unmistakably plain that open carry is part of this nation's history and tradition, end quote. The ruling has sparked outrage from California Democrats, with Governor Gavin Newsom slamming the decision saying that it could, quote, return California to the days of the Wild West.
The Wild West. And in order to open carry, this was for counties with over 200,000 residents, which I live in a county with over 200,000 residents. I live in Fresno County. I could tell you what it would do. If you've seen some people open carrying a gun, it might make criminals think twice. Obviously, this is going to be fought by Gavin Newsom and our Marxist Attorney General, and it's just unfortunate. Eventually, it will go to the Supreme Court, and we will win. Because again, the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. And as you guys know, even though Gavin Newsom would like you to believe crime is down in California, there's a lot of crime in California. And as a gun owner, I think we should be able to open carry. I think we should be able to conceal carry without a permit. I think we should be able to defend ourselves and our families. Remember, California doesn't even want your guns accessible to you. If somebody's doing a home invasion and they kick open your door at 2 a.m, they want you to run to a safe and pull out your gun because you have time for that. These are the things that are just crazy. And Illinois just enacted that law as well, that they have to be locked up. But we're going to follow up on this one. We told you there would be some great in 26 and 27, 2026, 2027. There's going to be some great rulings from the Supreme Court on the Second Amendment, and it's going to drive Democrats insane. One other thing I wanted to give you an update. Who remembers Jeannie from Target, the one that was harassed for wearing a Charlie Kirk shirt? It said freedom, and I think it had Charlie Kirk's autograph on it. Anyways, check this out. This was an update. Jeannie just got herself a new, to her, 2022 Dodge Ram. Take a look at this. Well-deserved. What an awesome outcome after all this. If you guys remember, she was harassed in a Target store in California and put on display, and she held herself with a lot of respect and was just trying to do her job, earn an income. Check out Jeannie. She is happy. She's going to be rocking and rolling. I just love that. So good for Jeannie. Good for Jeannie. That is excellent news. And I'm excited for her. We need to see more of that. I think we need to see more of that. Okay. Attorney General Pam Bondi released a statement today. I'm going to read it out to you. It says a joint statement from the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, and the DEA. The Department of Justice, working in close coordination with the Department of War, the Department of State, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the Drug Enforcement Administration, the intelligence community, and our interagency and international partners, successfully executed a complex law enforcement mission to bring Nicolas Maduro into U.S. custody to face justice. This operation required months of coordination, detailed planning, and seamless execution across multiple components of the federal government. The Department of War led this remarkable effort. We cannot thank our brave military heroes enough. Specialized FBI and DEA personnel, including tactical and transport teams, worked alongside the Department of War and our DOJ attorneys and other DOJ components to ensure the secure movement, control of, and transfer of 2 high-risk defendants. All personnel involved acted professionally, decisively, and in strict accordance with U.S. law and established protocols. This was a perfectly executed operation with the intensive cooperation and trust among President Trump's team. The mission was conducted to support an ongoing criminal prosecution tied to large-scale narcotics trafficking and related offensive that have fueled violence, destabilized the region, and contributed directly to the drug crisis claiming American lives. The United States pursued every lawful option to resolve this matter peacefully. Those opportunities were repeatedly rejected. The responsibility for this outcome rests solely on those who chose continue criminal conduct rather than disengage. It says the operation reflects the Department of Justice unwavering commitment to accountability, the rule of law, and the protection of U.S. national security. We are proud of federal law enforcement professionals who carried out the mission and of the partnership that made it possible. God bless America and God bless President Trump. Now, as many of you guys have been seeing, Democrats are trying to pick holes in anything they can. They're completely upset. And we're going to bring you some video of then and now. Many of them were on the record during Biden saying we need to do something. This guy needs to be ousted. And now all of a sudden they have a different tone. And we know that when everything Trump has accomplished, whether it's low fuel prices, whether it's securing the border, whether it's these trade deals that have done incredible things for the country, it's all done by Trump and Republicans with no help from the Democrats. All Democrats have done is obstruct. And so I find it just interesting to watch some of this. We got a Venmo here. Let's see. I hate when it does that. Let's see. Janice is in for one. Let's see. For Jesus. Thank you so much, for Jesus. Let's put that up there. For Jesus is in. Thank you, for Jesus. So we do have a court date set for Nicolas Maduro. It will be this Monday in New York City at 12 p.m. Eastern. It says Maduro faces multiple charges, including narco terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, and weapons offenses following his capture in the daring U.S. military operation. So that will be interesting there. You'll have people kind of like Luigi Mangione. You got these people that absolutely hate America, absolutely hate our sovereignty. They refuse to leave the country, but they'll be out there in full support of Maduro. And we're going to show you they're actually out there today, and we'll show you that in a minute. Also, that was reported. This is Maduro's security team. It says a large part of Maduro's security team killed in strikes in Venezuela. So a lot of a security team was killed. This just goes to show you how elite our military really is. It doesn't get much better than what we've seen in this. This is probably the most precise and perfectly executed military plan that we've executed by far. And hats off to all the law enforcement, the partners that worked on this, our great men and women in uniform. Thank you very much. The Venezuelan Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces has affirmed and announced their support of Vice President Delcy Rodriguez as the interim president of Venezuela. This is from this is coming out, and we got some comments that Trump made. This is coming out again shortly. I mean, it hasn't happened that long ago that she will be the person in charge and interim president for the time being. So that's interesting. And listen to what Trump says about this.
Venezuelan leader Delcy Rodriguez saying that Fox News alert President Trump speaking this morning to one outlet, delivering a warning to Venezuela's acting president Delcy Rodriguez after Nicolas Maduro's capture. An excerpt from the interview, quote, Trump issued a not so veiled threat against the new Venezuelan leader Delcy Rodriguez, saying that if she doesn't do what's right, she's going to pay a very big price, probably bigger than Maduro. The president made clear that he would not stand for what he described as Rodriguez's defiant rejection of the armed U.S. intervention that resulted in Maduro's capture.
So once again, this is that area where we successfully captured him. He's going to court. We don't let it do what Democrats would do, which would be fall in the hands of another dictator or people that don't have the interest of the Venezuelan people. And we don't want it to fall into hands with people that are going to work with China and Putin to continue to try to, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Go against the United States, as has been happening for a long time. It's going to be interesting how this all plays out. Again, We have some people that want to play badass. We'll show you the Cuban president and what he said. And but I think I would watch my P's and Q's right now. I really would. Again, Trump is not threatening anything. He is acting. Difference, right? A big difference. And we've been seeing that for quite a while. Listen to, it says, in a massive rally in Havana, just steps away from the U.S. Embassy, Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel today harshly condemned Trump's bombing of Venezuela as an act of terrorism and a violation of international law. He also accused Washington of kidnapping President Nicolas Maduro, urging his supporters to take a stand against fascism. Listen to him. Let's see.
También por Cuba. ¡Abajo el imperialismo! ¡Abajo el imperialismo! ¡Abajo el imperialismo genocida, inmoral y fascista! Este acto de terrorismo de Estado que acaba de ocurrir en Venezuela es un atropello escandaloso a las normas del derecho internacional. La agresión militar a una nación de paz que en nada amenaza a Estados Unidos y el secuestro de un presidente legítimo electo soberanamente por su pueblo. No puede haber silencio ni aceptación de ese acto de terrorismo de Estado, solo comparable con los crímenes contra la humanidad que comete el sionismo israelí en la Franja de Gaza. El muy oscuro objeto del deseo imperialista es el petróleo venezolano.
So, again, I don't know about you. I would suggest not doing that. Again, Colombia's on another list that produces a lot of drugs that come into the United States and kills our U.S. citizens. So hopefully there'll be a criminal indictment for him. Maybe there is one. I don't know. I didn't look it up, but maybe there'll be a criminal indictment for him. But again, he's lying, saying that they're trying to take away the sovereignty of Venezuela. Venezuela hasn't had sovereignty in quite a long time. The Venezuelan people are more than excited about what has happened. And again, if we wanted this guy dead, he would have been dead at this podium. But believe me when I say Trump is not done. Believe me when I say Trump is not done. Now, I wanted to play some of Marco Rubio destroying the press today. And it was just great, man. I think he went on every talk show this morning. Probably still hasn't slept. Take a listen to this.
This was, in essence, at its core, a law enforcement function. Okay, the Department of Justice, dating back in the Biden administration, that had a $25 million reward for his capture. So we have a reward for his capture, but we're not going to enforce it. That's the difference between President Trump and everybody else. All these, it's easy to make a wanted poster and say $50 million for the capture of Maduro, but no one takes that seriously because you're not going to do anything about it. President Trump did something about it.
Let me ask you.
He did something about it. We went in, we grabbed him, he was arrested, and he's now in New York. No Americans were killed, no equipment was lost. It had to be done, and it's been done. And I assure you, the people left behind in Venezuela now that are in charge of the police and everything else, I assure you, they're going to probably be a lot more compliant than Maduro was as a result of this.
I assure you, they're probably going to be a lot more compliant than Maduro was. And then listen to this one on Face the Nation, guys. This is epic. I love how Face the Nation asked why they didn't arrest more people like other people, trying to actually downplay what our military did. And I just love medium large Marco. Take a look at this.
He's still in place. The defense minister, who has deep ties to Russia, $15 million price on his head, he is still in place. I'm confused. Are they still wanted by the United States? Why didn't you arrest them?
Listen to how stupid. They're complaining that he got Maduro, and now they're like, what can we use against the United States government? Listen to this.
You are taking out the narco-terrorist regime.
You're confused? I don't know why that's confusing to you.
They're still in
It's very
power.
simple. You're not going to go in and wrap up. But you can't go. You're going to go in and suck up 5 people. They're already complaining about this one operation. Imagine the howls we would have from everybody else if we actually had to go and stay there 4 days to capture 4 other people. We got the top priority. The number one person on the list was the guy who claimed to be the president of the country that he was not. And he was arrested along with his wife, who was also indicted. And that was a pretty sophisticated and frankly complicated operation.
It was.
It is not easy to land helicopters in the middle of the largest military base in the country. The guy lived on a military base. Land within 3 minutes, kick down his door, grab him, put him in handcuffs, read him his rights, put him in a helicopter, and leave the country without losing any American or any American assets. That's not an easy mission. And you're asking me, why didn't we do that in 5 other places at the same time? I mean, that's absurd. I do think this is one of the most, daring, complicated, sophisticated missions this country has carried out in a very long time. Tremendous credit to the U.S. military personnel who did it. It was unbelievable and tremendous success. And today, an indicted drug trafficker who was not the legitimate president of Venezuela, who we don't recognize, the Biden administration didn't recognize, 60-something countries don't recognize, the European Union doesn't recognize, and many countries in Latin America don't recognize. He was a indicted drug trafficker. He was arrested. His wife was arrested, also
but the others who are also indicted are still
system of courts.
The others who are also indicted are still in place. So that's the point of my questioning there. But you talked about not being the legitimate
president. So you wanted
president.
us to land in 5 other military bases?
No, I'm asking why you chose that this was the limit of the military operation. But to your point that you just made, that Maduro was not the legitimate president.
He was the guy who was claiming to be the president.
Right. Well, the opposition.
He was the top target.
He's still in place.
This is how bad. You don't hate legacy media enough. I mean, that dumb broad, again, she wants to put the men and women. She wanted death of American soldiers so that way they could say Trump's responsible for the death of this person. That's all Democrats wanted. Democrats wanted Maduro out a long time ago. Democrats love regime changes. Let's go back to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. But because Trump did it, executed it flawlessly, well, you guys didn't do a good enough job. You can't make this up. Good on medium large Marco. Good on him. The dude is just absolutely epic. And then listen to this one. He also destroys Stephanopoulos. You can't make this stuff up. This guy, I don't know if Rubio will ever be a president. I have a feeling he'll be a vice president. But this is just epic. The guy's got to be aging 100 times faster than any of us.
Well, first of all, what's going to happen here is that we have a quarantine on their oil. That means their economy will not be able to move forward until the conditions that are in the national interest of the United States and the interest of the Venezuelan people are met. And that's what we intend to do. So that leverage remains. That leverage is ongoing. And we expect that it's going to lead to results here. We're hopeful that it does. Positive results for the people of Venezuela, but ultimately, most importantly for us, in the national interest of the United States. We will no longer have, hopefully, as we move forward here, we'll set the conditions so that we no longer have in our hemisphere a Venezuela that's the crossroads for many of our adversaries around the world, including Iran and Hezbollah, is no longer sending us drug gangs, is no longer sending us drug boats, is no longer a narco trafficking paradise for all those drugs coming out of Colombia to go in through the Caribbean and towards the United States. And obviously, we want a better future for the people of Venezuela. We want them to have an oil industry where the wealth goes to the people, not to a handful of corrupt individuals and stolen by, pirates all over the world. That's what we're working towards, and we intend to use the leverage we have to help achieve that.
Let me ask the question again. What is the legal authority for the United States to be running Venezuela?
Well, I explained to you what our goals are and how we're going to use the leverage to make it happen. As far as what our legal authority is on the quarantine, I'm very simple. We have court orders. These are sanctioned boats, and we get orders from courts to go after and seize these sanctions. So I don't know, is a court not a legal authority?
So is the United States running Venezuela right now?
Well, I've explained once again, I'll do it one more time. What we are running is the direction that this is going to moving forward. And that is, we have leverage. This leverage we are using and we intend to use. We started using already. You can see where they are running out of storage capacity. In a few weeks, they're going to have to start pumping oil unless they make changes. And that leverage that we have with the armada of boats that are currently positioned allow us to seize any sanctioned boats coming into or out of Venezuela, loaded with oil or on its way in to pick up oil, and we can pick and choose which ones we go after. We have court orders for each one. That will continue to be in place until the people who have control over the levers of power in that country make changes that are not just in the interest of the people of Venezuela, but are in the interest of the United States and the things that we care about. That's what
When
we
the
intend
president
to
was
do.
asked
And the
yesterday-
legal authority is the court orders that we have.
When the president was asked yesterday who will be running Venezuela, he said it was you. He said it was the defense secretary. He said it was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Are you running Venezuela right now?
George, I've explained again that the leverage that we have here is the leverage of the quarantine. So that is a Department of War operation, conducting, in some cases, law enforcement functions with the Coast Guard on the seizure of these boats. I'm obviously very intricately involved in these policies. And by the way, very intricately involved in moving forward. And what we hope to see some of these changes being addressed. Unfortunately, the person that was there before, who was not the legitimate president of the country, was someone we could not work with, was someone that we could not. He had already suckered the Biden administration a couple of years ago.
Oh man, they just want a gotcha. Well, and he said, gave an answer 3 times. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it. But again, you don't hate legacy media enough. Before we move on to some of the other great stuff that shows you how CNN covered Trump's first term with Maduro, that he wasn't strong enough and he wasn't tough enough against Maduro. Don't forget, guys, we are heading to DC tonight. We hop on a plane tonight and we will be landing there tomorrow, and an overnight flight with a layover. Fun. Hopefully we get about 2 hours sleep. That's all I'm asking for, 2 hours. But we have a raffle going on right now. If you guys want to help us off and finish us off right now, we have a raffle that we're doing in this show. I got the Will and Names up. I got everybody that's entered so far on the Will and Names. You guys got probably about 25 minutes to enter. Let me show you what it is. Here, let me pull this out. We got the sign warning does not play well with liberals, guys. There's a little metal sign you can hang up. I love that thing. That's me. You got Mark Levin, American Marxism book. And then you got Janine Pirro. It says He Killed Them All, Robert Durst and My Quest for Justice. This was signed to Phyllis with Janine's signature on there. And then these books and these next items were donated by Krista. Thank you, Krista. You got Understanding Trump by Newt Gingrich. I think some of these dictators should read this book. And then you got a Trump knife. You got this 3.5-inch Trump knife right here. And you have this commemorative coin, Charlie Kirk coin. Take a look at it right there. This is a commemorative coin right here. And that is included. And then don't forget the light up Trump hat, guys. It's beautiful. I love it. These are great out there. So if you guys want to get in, now's your time. You got like about 25 minutes to get in. And again, if you want to get in, we have Venmo and PayPal, which are both Oreo Josh. It's down there on the bottom of your screen. We have givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. We also have Zelle. If you do mobile or online banking and you want to do Zelle, our Zelle address is purepatriot559@yahoo.com. And then we have Cash App. Our Cash App is $Oreo Army. Anybody that enters, I'll see right here, and I'll get you put up there on there. And we're going to be doing that raffle shortly. So you only got a few moments to get in. See, how about this? Let's take a listen.
Even in Latin America, the same pattern. While U.S. public support for Venezuela's self-declared interim president Juan Guaido seems to have diminished, strongman Nicolas Maduro is still in power as Russia's support for him remains steadfast, sending a clear message to the world of America in retreat and Vladimir Putin filling the void. And it's remarkable because Vladimir Putin isn't even that popular here in Russia right now because of the bad economic situation and a botched pension reform. So these foreign policy gifts that he keeps getting from President Trump not only make him stronger abroad, but also help keep him in power here in Russia as well, Brianna.
All right, Fred, thank you so much for that report. Okay, so, one of the arguments the president makes is that these places are thousands of miles away. The U.S. doesn't need to involve itself. And hey, if Russia is going to get involved, so be it.
Part of what President Putin's been doing is looking for spots in the world where there is a leadership vacuum and an opening to have influence.
Everyone who knows anything about foreign policy tells you that there's an impact when a global power like the United States is led by someone who actively says we need to pull back. We don't need to be defending these people. Where were they, in the Peloponnesian Wars, whatever.
But I think they underestimate the damage that Russia can do just by sowing chaos and by supporting authoritarians. We've seen this in Europe. So that it's not a China type competitor, but the world can get a heck of a lot more dangerous if Russia helps authoritarianism, doesn't mind the spread of weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons.
Russia's free press.
Shows other authoritarians how to do this.
Why is he so susceptible to this kind of message coming from Putin?
I mean, he likes authoritarian thugs. He responds to them. They probably know how to manage him and flatter him. There is an element whenever any leader of state or even high-level diplomatic officials meeting with another country where they are flattering you and they're trying to kind of get you on good terms. Trump is very susceptible to that. And I think
how things change. Back then, they were saying he wasn't doing enough with Venezuela, that it's allowing Putin and Russia to get involved. And then he does it. And they're outraged. You can't make this stuff up. Take a look at this next one right here, where this is a recent one where Jen Psaki feels like an idiot. She tried to ask the disgraced former CIA John Brennan to attack President Trump's Venezuelan operation, but it failed miserably. John Brennan is no fan of President Trump. Take a listen to this. This is just hilarious. They try.
Of the events of the last 24 hours here.
Well, Jen, I thought you did a very good job teeing this up. First of all, again, the U.S. military and U.S. intelligence are second to none in terms of their capabilities, their competence, talent, as well as their courageous actions. And so it does look as though it was a flawlessly executed operation, at least according to what we hear from the administration so far. And a lot of planning went into that. But that was, I don't want to say it's the easy part, because it was a sort of a complex operation. But this happened less than 24 hours ago. Now the big question is, what is the impact of that action? I think there are a lot of people in Venezuela and outside who are celebrating the departure of Maduro. She pointed out he was an illegitimately installed leader, dictator of Venezuela. He was involved in drug running for a number of years. He's been involved in a lot of, criminal activity. And so, yes, it's good that he is no longer in charge.
Didn't go over too well. Think she wanted something else. And then, of course, Kamala Harris had to get involved. And this is just great. This is Kamala Harris. Donald Trump's actions in Venezuela did not make America safer, stronger, or more affordable. That Maduro is a brutal, illegitimate dictator does not change the fact that this action was both unlawful and unwise. We've seen this movie before. Wars for regime change or oil that are sold as strength but turn into chaos, and American families pay the price. The American people do not want this, and they are tired of being lied to. This is not about drugs or democracy. It's about oil and Donald Trump's desire to play the regional strongman. If he cared about either, he wouldn't pardon a convicted drug trafficker or sideline Venezuela's legitimate opposition while pursuing deals with Maduro's cronies. The president is putting troops at risk, spending billions, destabilizing a region, and offering no legal authority, no exit plan, and no benefit at home. America needs leadership whose priorities are lowering costs for working families, enforcing the rule of law, strengthening alliance, and most importantly, putting the American people first. Now, that's pretty rich, putting the American people first when she was our border czar, who allowed many of these people that were fleeing Maduro. We actually got a clip of that I don't think that's going to go over pretty well for Democrats. Many of the people that were coming over, about 8 million fled while Venezuela, while she was vice president. Approximately 90% of those came to the United States. Those are the people that you paid for, the American taxpayer. But what's also interesting is, why is action so bad? Patrick Beck David asked her, wait, didn't you and Biden put a 25 million bounty on Maduro right before leaving office? Didn't you try to look strong after deaths from overdose hit record-breaking numbers on your watch? The only difference is he got the job done. You couldn't even protect the border. And shared a New York Times article. It says Biden raises bounty for Nicolas Maduro to $25 million. So let me get this straight. You put a bounty, but your answer is to import all the people from Venezuela and have them live off the taxpayer dime here. That's America first, right, Kamala? What a piece of trash. Listen to Democrat Chris Murphy. This is funny. We got a couple clips of him. They just don't know what to do.
In 2019, you wrote an op-ed and you called for Maduro to be gone. You said, let's get one thing straight. There should no longer be any debate about Maduro's lack of democratic legitimacy. The Trump administration is right to put restoring Venezuelan democracy at the center of our approach to this crisis. A return to a stable democracy is in the interest of the Venezuelan people and the United States and the hemisphere. We don't know what's going to happen with regard to the civilian leadership there. Tom Cotton was just here saying that he hopes that there are democratic elections. Isn't that what you want?
Well, the rest of that article, right, was a criticism of President Trump's early moves to saber rattle around regime change.
Eating their own words. Eating their own words. You can't make this up. Let me move this one over here. I think these are in the wrong spot. Yeah. Take a listen to this. And he admits to a lot of the drugs and everything else. Take a listen.
Venezuela is not a security threat to the United States. They're not threatening to invade us. There is no terrorist group like Al-Qaeda operating there that has plans to attack the United States. To the extent that you care about the drug trade, drugs, but those drugs go to Europe. Fentanyl is the drug that's killing Americans. That's not coming from Venezuela. Venezuela produces cocaine. 90% of it is not coming to the United States.
So he says they produce cocaine, which also produces crack cocaine, which is big in the drug trade, murder, and gang life. But what I find amazing is, only 10% is coming here. So we can settle with 10% coming here. This is how ridiculous Democrats are. This is their argument to the American people.
This seems to be mostly about oil and natural resources. Donald Trump's entire foreign policy is corrupt. Russia, the Middle East, and now Venezuela is all about making money for his friends. And Wall Street, the oil industry, they can make a lot of money off of Venezuela if they run it. You saw within hours of the invasion, the announcement of a group of Wall Street investors, energy industry investors, planning a trip to Venezuela to make money off of this invasion, off of this ouster. So unfortunately, once again, you're seeing that this president's foreign policy, the invasion of Venezuela, the ouster of Maduro, is about making his crowd filthy rich. It has nothing to do with American national security.
Now, if you stand on the side of CNN, you can agree with that. If you stand on the side of CNN, you can agree with that. I promise you, just like everything else they said would be bad when Trump put tariffs on, and now you look at our trade deficit and how far it's fallen. If you look at the investment in the United States, all these people said we would be in food lines after Liberation Day, after April, remember? In weeks, we would be starving. We would be like Venezuela. Everything these people have said, they have been wrong about so far. Let's listen to Chris Murphy last year, or 2 years ago, 2024.
So over the past decade, Nicolas Maduro has presided over a stunning collapse of the Venezuelan economy that has caused nearly 8 million Venezuelans to leave that country, most of which destined for the United States.
He admits right there, 8 million people leave the country, and most come to the United States. He's okay with that. Those are voters. That's how they get bigger voter numbers. That's how they get more people on their voter rolls. He was okay with that. Just listen.
Part of the reason why we saw 10,000 people showing up at the border every day last year, a number that the United States just can't handle with current resources because of the meltdown of the Venezuelan economy. And so it's no surprise that in the election that was held this week, Maduro clearly lost. The briefings that I've received today suggest that Maduro not only lost, he probably lost in a landslide and is attempting as we speak to steal the election. If he's successful, not only will Venezuela continue to spiral into political and economic chaos, but you will see more. To spiral into political and economic chaos, but you will see more people come to the southern border. Maduro is now in a corner. We're working with our allies and our partners in the region to try to force him to accept the results of this election.
A lot of talk from Democrats. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Trump comes in, does something. Oh, well, what Trump does is bad. It's because of oil. How about this one? Chuck Schumer is just furious. Again, he wants to stop anything Trump's doing. Take a listen to Chucky.
So what can the Congress do about it is the next question.
Well, the next question is very simple, and that is, we have the War Powers Act. That's a privilege resolution, which means the Republicans can't block it. Tim Kaine and I and Rand Paul are sponsors of it. It's going to come to the floor this week. And if it is voted for, if it's voted positively in both houses, then the president can't do another thing in Venezuela without the okay of Congress.
Could you imagine if Trump had to go to Congress on everything? Thank God for the courts. Thank God for this indictment where he was able to use law enforcement with the help of our military to get this accomplished. It's just beyond ridiculous. Before we move on, one last time, you guys got about 10 minutes left. If you want to enter the raffle, it's going to be done at the end of this show. We are heading to DC tonight. Want to say thank you to everybody that supports us, everybody that helps us get there. And these are the items that are in the raffle. We will be shipping these out to one lucky winner. We got a book that Krista R donated some items, 3 books, a knife, and a coin. Let me show you this. This is Understanding Trump by Newt Gingrich. We also got He Killed Them All by Janine Pirro. It is signed to Phyllis in the book. And Mark Levin, American Marxism. We're seeing this, and we're going to show you video of this out on the streets in New York right now. Let me do this really quick. And also, this beautiful metal sign here does not play well with liberals. That defines me, guys. We got the Charlie Kirk commemorative coin. Let's see. Where's it at? There it is. You guys can see it. There we go. And it has the eagle on the back. Trump knife, 3.5-inch Trump knife. And you need that knife if you live in California, by the way, because you can't have a gun, according to Gavin Newsom. And the light up Trump hat, guys. This is your chance right now. We're going to be doing the drawing here shortly, but you got about 10 minutes to get in. So this is your last chance to enter, guys. If you guys want to enter, we got Venmo and PayPal, which are both at Oreo Josh. We got givesandgo.com/Oreo2024. And we have Cash App, $ Oreo Army. And as always, we have Zelle, where you can do a transfer, online banking transfer. Our Zelle address is purepatriot559 at yahoo.com. That's Pure, Patriot559 at yahoo.com, guys. And so far, we've gotten 2 entries during this live stream. So I got Janice and our For Jesus and Miss Hayes. So if you guys want to get in, now's your chance. Let's see, what else do we got here? Let's listen to Tim Kaine. Kind of interesting here.
A lot of Republicans would dispute, the notion that this was an invasion at all. But moreover, if Democrats cared so much about process, why to bring Maduro to justice when they were in charge? I mean, the guy's been under indictment since 2020.
There have been sanctions placed against Venezuela, and I'll admit the sanctions have not been as effective as they might have been. And you know why, Jackie? Because many other nations wouldn't join us in the sanctions, even though they've joined us in sanctions against other nations. And why wouldn't they? They didn't like the President Trump, in his first term, threatening military action against Venezuela.
Did he forget Biden was president for 4 years? Take a listen to this dipwad.
And that caused them to back off support for sanctions. So sanctions and going into international forums and trade restrictions and embargoes and seizing vessels that are pursuant to sanction with a court order, these are things that can work. It's a lot better if you have your allies with us. What we've done now is push our allies away, and we've opened up.
I mean, I think the point I'm getting to, sir,
I'm saying
the point I'm getting to is, don't you think that America's adversaries take note when all Democrats can muster is a joint statement or a press conference or some sanctions that are, loose, and take advantage of that? And that's why the administration feels
Jackie,
positioned to do this now?
He didn't know what to say right there. Good on her. Good on her. And now we got Marjorie Trader Green. Man, you want to talk about a scorned ex-wife? She is just vindictive. Take a listen.
Only consistently props up the big banks, the military-industrial complex. They voted to tear down the system that does nothing for regular, hardworking Americans, and only consistently props up the big banks, the military-industrial complex, and the oil executives, and major industries. And, you want to know something? After this regime change in Venezuela, I fear that we're going to see jobs just move south, because we're already hearing about big corporations lining up their trips to Venezuela for the next big business opportunity that exists, while Americans sit here with no options that are going to provide them with good paying jobs and affordable health care.
This is a woman that didn't want deportations because she said it would hurt her construction business, by the way. Imagine that. How about this right here? This is great. We have had a lot of people supporting this. We've had rallies across the nation, across the world. Listen to this right here.
Positive. We even had local press reporting that some people that were refugees coming to the United States from Venezuela are now making arrangements to head back home. So, although you won't hear it on left-wing outlets, of which I was debating this last night on one of them, I can tell you it's been a very, very net positive. And you're actually seeing also, too, in places like Miami, there's actually been demonstrations in support of this. And so I think a lot of Venezuelan Americans are happy because they know that, back home is going to be safe now.
And I've seen multiple interviews from street journalists out at some of these rallies, and people are saying, some of them are waiting to see what happens, but people are saying that they want to go back home to Venezuela. Now, my question is, and I posted this on X earlier, how long before Democrats try to enter the facility where Maduro is being held to check on the conditions and ensure he is being treated good? We see this all the time with illegal aliens. They pass up a jail, a prison with American citizens to go to an ICE detention facility. How long before Democrats are in there ensuring? I don't know if, Van Hollen? I don't know if he'll be able to get in there and have margaritas with Maduro. But how long before that happens? Because that's where we are. How long? And if you don't think so,
to revolution, I will support that movement.
I would rather have a bus driver in charge than.
Would you trade Trump for Maduro?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think Trump was democratically elected.
Probably, yeah. Sure.
More than likely, yes, of course.
If there's a Nicolas Maduro out here who's going to bring us to revolution, I will support that movement.
I would rather have a bus driver in charge than a billionaire, okay? Let's put it that way.
Nicolas Maduro could come and be our president? Yeah. Oh, any day. Any day. Look, all the check marks are there. He's not white. Okay, he's a minority. Okay. He looks a little too much like Saddam Hussein, though.
that is the people out there protesting. Again, we've talked about Venezuela. We've done complete shows on Venezuela to show you the destruction and the carnage and the people there. It's just crazy. But these are what the protests, these are the protests that are happening outside of where he is being held. They're being held in, these protests are happening all over. Take a look at some of these from this morning.
Excuse me? Are you Venezuelan? No.
President! Yes, I'm Venezuelan. I'm Maduro, and I'm Chavez too. He's kidnapped here by the U.S., and we are here to refuse that. He is the people's president.
These are the people that need to be deported.
He's everybody's people's president. He's our president.
He's everybody's. He's the people's president.
We are here to refuse the kidnapping of our president. He's all people's president.
Then why are you in the United States, bitch? Go home. You can get a free ride out of here. You're the trash that we don't need in our country.
President, all people's president. All people's president.
There are Venezuelans over there who disagree with you. What do you say to them?
It's not true. It doesn't matter. There is not disagreement. He is kidnapped here. He needs to go back to Venezuela. The people of Venezuela, everybody is demanding that he gets back because he was kidnapped. He's kidnapped here.
$7
billion. He's kidnapped. $50 billion for war. The United States, Trump kidnapping its president and declaring you're going to go in and run their oil is illegal. That's right. One more time. Bombing a country, kidnapping their president, and going in.
Just insane. Just insane. You can't make this stuff up, guys. 5 minutes to enter the raffle, guys. We are almost to the end of the show. Perfect timing, 58 minutes. This was same protest out there. New Yorkers gathered outside the federal facility where Nicolas Maduro is being held. Take a look.
Liberation. Down, down. Release Maduro right now. Up with liberation. Down, down with occupation. Up with liberation. Down, down with occupation. For jobs and education.
These people literally, and when we talk about it, there is a mindset that I don't think you guys understand. These people want the United States to turn into Venezuela. That's why everything Trump does, they're against, because it's making the United States a better country for us, a more sovereign country. It's reversing all the things that Democrats have done so horrible to this country. That is why they want. But now they think they can talk about what our military and our law enforcement can do. They have another thing coming. It's just amazing what's happening out here. Listen to this.
By the U.S. government across the street are heroes. President Maduro and Celia Flores, who are kidnapped and being held illegally by the U.S. government across the street, are heroes. They are fighters for the working class. President Maduro was a bus driver, a union activist. He devoted his life West. Celia Flores was a human rights lawyer who spent her life fighting in the people's cause. Donald Trump, who illegally and unconstitutionally ordered his kidnapping, is a real estate parasite billionaire who never worked a day in his life. Whose side are we on? The crime of President Maduro was to use the oil wealth of Venezuela for the people of Venezuela and not paying it in tribute to the United States. To build housing for the working class, to provide transportation, to provide health care, not investing it in real estate in Manhattan or on the stock market or in U.S. Treasury bonds. For that crime, the U.S. bombed Venezuela and murdered at least 40 people and kidnapped them and brought them here. And President and Trump, the corporate pig in the White House, the corporate flunky in the White House, has said this is the start of a global war. It already is happening. It's a war of reconquest to try to conquer the world for U.S. corporations. Are we going to allow that? Maduro, presidente. Maduro, amigo. El pueblo está contigo. Maduro, amigo. El pueblo está contigo.
We have a lot of people that need to be denaturalized and sent out. Bottom line, it's the only way to fix this. Only way to fix this. This was a crowd last night of some reality, though. Take a look at this. These people are all excited. That is just insane. Let me see if there's anything else before we do the raffle. We got 2 entries today on top of what we got yesterday. I'll double check everything here in a minute, but let me go home here and see what else is going on. Come on. Well, in other news, the stock market recorded a stellar year-end returns when the market closed on Wednesday for the last time in 2025. Fairness, you did make the drawing. You did make the drawing. Are you already in here? Let's see. I don't know. No. All right, Fairness, I'll add you 2 times. Good luck. Let me hit this button here. Add Fairness 2020. See if there's anything else before we go off, because we're going to be flying out. I got to finish packing, get everything ready, and we are flying out to D.C. tonight. We'll be down live on January 6th for the Patriots Day event and the march from Ellipse Park to the Capitol. There'll be some triggered folks out there, a lot of graduates. I seen that in the comments, graduates from the Leering Center. And just in case all those people that voted for Mamdani, these people that like Maduro voted for Mamdani, the subway toll has risen again. So how's that? Free subways. The hell is this? These are the people.
¡Que sigue! Libertad socialista with me, all. Hands up, Venezuela!
It's a dude pretending to be a woman.
Hands up, Venezuela! President Maduro. La lucha sigue. Libertad, socialismo o muerte. Venceremos.
Man, the mental illness is strong. Mental illness is strong. Let's see. That's it. Let's get going. Let's get going. Let me check everything out right now. We're getting ready to do the raffle. Let me close this down. Let me put, I can hit close there. I'm going to check all the donation sites really quick, and then we are going to do this raffle. Why won't it pull up this raffle here? So be ready, guys. Be ready. Just 1 second. I got to go through here, and I'm going to check Venmo really quick. Make sure I got everybody on Venmo. We got For Jesus. I don't want to refer a friend. And then we got Michael L for 2. We got Katie May for 3. Nola for 2. And that was it for that. Let's go to Cash App. We had Renee for 10. Let me make sure Renee's on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got Renee for 10. That was it for that. Let me check Gifts and Go. We got B. Norton. Where is that? I don't see B. Norton. Did I not add her? Hold on. I didn't add B. Norton. That's weird. Thought I did. Yeah, I did. 2 for B. Norton. And then let's go to Zelle. See what we got on Zelle. Let's see. Why does it do that? Transactions. We got Teresa L for 2. Yes, we got Trina that was gifted 2 from OUB and OUB for 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're good on that. And let me go over here to Rumble Rants. Give me 1 second. Let me hit refresh. We got Fairness 2020 for 2. We got Miss Hayes for 1. We got Saint Fan for 5. Let me make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got Matt for 10, and he wanted to give the hat to Quincy. Man, what a nice guy. So let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for Penny Loafer. Mindy Patriot Angel for 2. And that's everybody. That's everybody, guys. Thank you so much for helping us out. As you guys know, we are flying out. I got to finish packing everything. I got 2 deliveries from Amazon that better get here soon. For I realized I went to pack all my stuff, my extension cord that has all the USB plugs and everything. If you've ever seen it, I got a lot of cords and stuff I take with me to charge. I don't know how it was in my backpack. I pull out everything in my backpack, and one of the prongs was ripped off. I was like, that's kind of crazy because nothing happened inside my backpack. I got all my other stuff that's breakable in there. So I ordered, when I realized that last night, I ordered that. And then we got the gloves coming in today. So we should be good. So let me go over here to the comments. 15 was the first one I seen. Matt, First Amendment Media. So let's do this. We're going to shuffle it 15 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there we have that there. So let me put myself up here. And good luck to everybody. Let me take this off the bottom. So good luck. Thank you for everybody for helping us out. I hope you guys enjoy the trip and our live stream. And here we go. No way. Barbara. That is the third time Barbara has won in like 5 weeks. Congratulations, Barbara. You are the winner. Thank you so much. I have your information. It will be sent out once I get back, which will be a few days. But congratulations, Barbara. You need to buy a damn lottery ticket. I'll tell you what, we got people that come in here and do this all the time that never win. And Barbara, I think I'd make 3 out of the last 6 or 3 out of the last 5. So congratulations. Buy yourself a lottery ticket. We will see you guys soon. God bless you all. Please, prayers for a safe flight and a safe journey while we're down there. Thank you all for tuning in. And we will see you guys very, very soon. Enjoy.
Don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud. Shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you.